Well, it's a tale as old as time. Parents and teenagers who just can't agree on anything. Well, two 18-year-old girls think the key to bridging that gap is to improve communication. And they explain some ways to do that in their new book, Breaking the Code. Lara Fox and Hillary Frankel are co-authors. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
You guys, oh my gosh, look, you're so young and look what you've accomplished already. You're published authors. Why did you think this was necessary to write this book, Hillary?
Well, basically, most parenting books are written by psychologists or other adults, and they take educated guesses on what a teenager's thinking to help parents. And Lara and I started talking about, well, who's really the expert? Wouldn't it be better to just ask a teenager what a teenager's thinking?
Do you have good relationships with your parents?
Yeah, so this is a reflection of good relationships. We were able to talk openly about what went wrong and how to fix it.
What did they think about the book?
They're into it, and of course they recognize that they're in there as well, and they have faults, and we have faults, and we've been able to work through it. So.
All right, you say there are 4 things that as parents we should never, ever, under no circumstances, say to our teenager. And the first one is, your room is my room. Now, okay, I kind of get that. Now, explain to me, Hillary, why that's so bad.
Well, first of all, as a teenager, you have so little personal space, and your room is like the one place that you can have for your own. And so if a parent is 1 second saying, clean your room, take care of your room, go to your room, and then the next second they're like, this room is my room. A teenager, it's like they have no personal space and no place to be by themselves.
All right, so now, Lara, I'm going to ask you to see it from my point of view because I am paying the bills, and it is my mortgage, right?
Of course, but the difference is that if you send your child to their room, they feel like this is their space now. Once you've designated it as their space and you're taking it away, they feel sort of violated. So you can't really send them to their room and then say, wait a second, this is actually my room.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't look at it from that perspective. You say also never to say look on the bright side. But you understand why we say that, right?
Of course. You're trying to make us feel like there's something to look forward to. There's a way to make up for it. But instead, a teenager feels like they just want to wallow in their misery and they need you to listen. So if you're telling them look on the bright side, they feel like you're belittling what they're saying, and you're not just listening to them, and you're not just hearing them out.
But Hillary, how much wallowing in their self-pity should we allow? I mean, don't we at some point have to say, hey, buck up, and this is what life is all about?
Of course, you can say those things. I think it's just that when your teenager comes to you at the beginning and they're upset, about doing poorly on a test or something, you have to give them a chance to vent.
All right, another thing we're never to say is because I said so. Now, this one, I'm with you on this, all right, because you're preaching to the choir. I've used it on my own children. I have said because I said so, and it was usually because I didn't have a lot of time to explain what it was that I was talking to them about. We're never to say that?
No, because I understand that sometimes you have to revert to it. There's not a lot of time, but for a teenager, it just feels like it's sort of like you're saying you're too immature to understand. So even if you do say it, if you can come back and explain to your teenager, the next day or an hour later, the actual reasoning for the rule or whatever.
And Larry, you say, never say, in my day. In my day.
No, definitely not, because first of all, every teenager feels like it's a trigger to a lecture you're about to go into, why you're upset about something.
Right.
Instead, if you want to start a lecture, you can say, I know you know this already, but hear me out. And this way they feel like they're on your level and you're not about to start on a condescending conversation with them.
Can I ask you about something I saw in here? And I'm just curious about this because I really I don't want to beat up on you guys, but I kind of took issue with this. You say, what you say, the parent, when we say we have dinner with the Smiths Friday night, what you hear, I don't really care what you may have had planned. I don't respect you enough before making my plans to check with you. I don't know if that's necessarily it so much as you're 12 years old, let's say. You have a 12-year-old teenager. What are you, to just allow them, or a 13-year-old teenager, allow them to make their own plans without you? Aren't they part of our family?
Well, the key is that even though they're part of your family, they feel like this is a personal privacy issue, that they have their personal space and their personal time. So if you can just rephrase it and say, hey, do you have plans Friday or Monday night, and maybe give them the option so they feel like this is a negotiation and they're part of the family. So.
Well, you know what? It is eye-opening, and no doubt you girls ladies will be tremendously successful. You're on your way to Brown. You're on your way to Yale. Good luck, ladies. Thanks for coming by. All right.